The passengers froze in disbelief as a slap echoed through the cabin. A young black teen, barely 17, stood stunned, his cheek red, his eyes wide with shame. The flight attendant sneered, claiming he was out of line for asking to switch seats after being harassed by another passenger. No one knew who he was until he quietly reached for his phone. 10 minutes later, law enforcement stormed the aircraft as the plane landed. The same people who laughed at him moments before now watched in stunned silence as justice took flight, swift, unapologetic, and unstoppable. Jaden Carter, a calm and respectful teenager, was boarding a first-class flight from New York to San Francisco. Dressed modestly in jeans and a hoodie, he didn't look like someone who belonged in first class, at least not to some. He had received the ticket as a gift from his father, Christopher Carter, one of the most influential black CEOs in the tech industry. Wait a second and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. From the moment Jaden sat down, the stares began. A white passenger beside him gave a disapproving glance and grumbled under his breath. The flight attendant, Amanda, a stern woman in her 40s, soon approached. Instead of asking if everything was okay, she questioned Jaden about his ticket and why he was in first class. When Jaden politely tried to explain, Amanda brushed him off. Amanda became irate when he asked for a seat. Change after the man beside him made a racial remark. Moments later, in front of everyone, she slapped him. "Don't you dare raise your voice on this plane," she hissed. Stunned and humiliated, Jaden didn't argue. He quietly pulled out his phone and made a single call. He didn't yell or cry, just calmly said, "Dad, it happened again." Amanda and the others didn't know that this wasn't Jaden's first experience with discrimination, but it would be the last. Christopher Carter was in a meeting when he received the call. Within 5 minutes, his legal team and security were on standby. The plane was already in the air, but things had changed dramatically by the time it landed in San Francisco. Jaden remained quiet throughout the flight. The atmosphere was thick, with awkwardness. Some passengers whispered, and others looked away. Amanda, thinking she'd handled the situation, carried on like nothing had happened. As the aircraft taxied to the gate, passengers prepared to disembark. Suddenly, a voice came over the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated. Authorities are boarding the plane." Within seconds, federal agents and airport security stepped on board. Amanda tried to protest, demanding to know what was going on, but she and 2 other crew members were escorted off the plane in handcuffs, charged with assault, racial harassment, and abuse of authority. Gasps filled the cabin. Amanda's confidence dissolved into tears and disbelief. Jaden was escorted out, last and greeted by his father at the gate. The embrace was warm but firm. A father proud of a son who stayed composed when the world tried to break him. The story went viral, and news outlets across the country covered it. The airline issued a public apology. Amanda's employment was terminated, and legal action followed. The airline also promised internal reforms and anti-discrimination training for all staff. What began as a routine flight became a national conversation about race, respect, and accountability. Jaden didn't want revenge. He wanted change. And through his quiet courage and the power behind his name, he got both. Sometimes justice doesn't roar. It moves silently. But when it arrives, it's undeniable. Let this be a reminder. You never know who you're disrespecting or who they're connected to. More importantly, every human being should be treated with dignity. Because power doesn't always wear a suit. It might just sit beside you and coach, watching everything, remembering everything, and waiting for the right moment to rise. If you enjoyed this story and thought it was provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.